Hi guys, it's Haley, and today I'm going to show you how I get my everyday face while also maintaining acne coverage. And it's also drugstore, so I think that's pretty cool. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of like a really witty title. It's kind of hard. It's a mouthful. It's acne coverage, and it's drugstore, and it's my everyday face. Okay, so if you want to see how I do this face, keep watching. Okay, so first of all, I'm aware that my hair looks very bad today. I don't want to talk about it. It hasn't been that good of a day. I'm really tired and it's cold out, so I haven't really felt like dealing with my hair today. You can see I have tons of acne. Ugh, it's awful right now, especially because it's cold outside. My skin is acne prone, but it's also very dry, so when the winter months come, I tend to get more acne and it gets drier and flaky. I take a primer. I usually use just whatever primer I have on hand. I actually didn't even use primer for the longest time, but I've been using it now that my skin's been flaking a lot more. So what I've been using is the Hard Candy Ultralight Formula primer, and what I like about it is that it is light. It almost feels like satin going on your skin. I'll just take about a fingertip's worth. I apologize if I keep looking over to the sides. It's because I have a mirror over on my left side, and that's actually what I keep looking into to make sure that I'm putting everything on right. So it isn't a primer that really needs to settle into your skin because it's so lightweight and it also has a satin finish. It almost goes on immediately, just smooth and velvety. So the next thing I'm going to use is actually my Holy Grail product, and I can honestly say that I have used 3 of these, and after trying literally almost every single drugstore and high-end concealer, I can say this is the absolute best, at least for me. It is the Hard Candy Glamouflage. What I like to do is my eyes first, my entire eye makeup, and then I'll go back and do my face. And for me, that just makes sure that if I'm trying to do a darker look, it keeps it, like if it flakes or smudges, then it's easier for me to just cover it without worrying about taking off the rest of my face makeup. If it like leaks onto my cheeks, I don't have to worry about wiping off my foundation when I'm trying to wipe off the shadow. So the next thing I'm going to use is the NYC Smooth Skin Pressed Face Powder. What I like to do for my eye makeup is, instead of using a brush, is I like to take a makeup sponge. It's dirty, and I use that instead and just press it into my eyelid. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go, and I actually don't remember what this palette is, but it doesn't matter. It's from the drugstore, and they have a lot of these little palettes over at Target, and what they are is they kind of remind you, of the Naked palette. A lot of golden tones, and as you can see, it's been really well loved. It's awesome. It's got a lot of golden neutral tones, and that's what I really like. Even in the winter, I think it just looks best with my skin tone, with anyone's skin tone, honestly. So what I'm going to do is I take, and you can use anything, what I like to use is my dark color. It's a dark brown color, and I just take it and I pat it along my outer corner, and then once I make sure I have it where I want it, I start to sweep it in, and that's it. I don't like to go too high up towards my brow bone because I have such big eyes. If I go higher up, it can make my eyes look a little bit more sunken in, and my eyes are already kind of, you can see it, they're kind of sunken. So versus taking my shadow up, I like to take it out. And then I also take my finger every once in a while. Sometimes your finger just works better. There's that, and I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. I always start with a darker brown first, even if I'm going to do a like black outer corner eventually, it's always nice to start with a lighter color first, or like, you know, like a neutral brown first, and then once you take in a darker color such as black or gray, it'll be easier to blend out because you'll already have a lighter color on the outside edges. I like for you to be able to see the definition. I don't like it to be super blended out. I like, if you know who like Andrea Russet is, I like the way that her eye shadow looks kind of cut in the crease, kind of, you know, you can, it's really defined, and then she has such pretty eyelashes that it just makes her eyelashes look even more dark, and I don't know, I think it's so pretty. So I kind of like, I don't mind if it's not completely blended. The next thing I like to do is take this CoverGirl, there it goes, Bombshell Shine Shadow, and the color is in Ice Queen, and it's just a bright white, very shimmery color. It just comes out of the little tube, and as you can see, I don't know if my camera will focus. It isn't gonna focus, but it's a really bright white color, and that isn't even because of the lighting. That's literally how bright and shimmery it is. What I like to do is pat it on my center lid, and for me, I like shimmery looks. And I like the way it makes my shadows look too. So I just pat it in the center, and I try not to bring it too close into the center because otherwise it seems to like rub off up on here, and I really don't like having shadows on there. I don't think it's a good look. It kind of makes your eyes look square almost, and it creates a really good base for my eyeshadow, whatever kind I decide to use. I kind of alternate. What I'm going to use is this color on the bottom, and it's just kind of it's almost like a brownish, I suppose it is, it's a taupe color, and it just has like the tiniest bit of shimmer. And I'm just going, I don't need the mirror for this, to put it all on my center lid. Just pat it where I just put that cream shadow. And then blend it out. So the next thing I like to do is take my eyeliner. I use Mary Kay right now, but I also have Revlon. What I like to do is just focus on the top, and I start at the center and work my way out. And then I always like to blend the bottom part with my finger. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, as you can see, a lot of my acne spots are around like my mouth. It's hormonal. I just dab it on, and I don't start blending yet. It works best for me if I dab it on and I let it sit, and then I just go back and blend it out after it's been sitting on my skin for a while. I'll do my chin. Oh, my lips are so chapped. And then same thing, I dab it on. And then same with like my cheeks have a lot of scars, so I'll just add another layer. And then my other cheek also. My problem is that I feel like if I had acne anywhere else, I wouldn't care as much, but when you have it by your mouth, it feels like everyone is staring at it, you know, 'cause I don't know. I feel like everyone's just looking at my mouth, and therefore they can see my acne. So now that that's it, it's only been about 3 or 4 minutes. I just dab it out the same as I was already doing with my cheeks. As long as it's completely like blended into your skin, like my chin all the way around here, it's completely blended in. So what I'm gonna do is just go around the edges, and especially underneath, and make sure that that's blended out instead of messing with something that already matches my skin. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and do another coat of mascara, and I always do at least 2 coats, and I think the second coat makes such a big difference, if you can see that. I know people say you shouldn't do it, but I always have to curl it again before I add another coat, and I've never had lashes fall out. So it just looks way better for me. Otherwise, I might as well not add another coat because it's just going to make them fall. Whereas if I curl it first, I'm guaranteed to have lashes that stay up along with looking thicker and longer. And when I'm doing the second coat, I like to focus it a lot more on my ends versus on the base. And then my brows, this is just a cheapo. It's just called Mark Wins, and it looks like this. It's really dirty, but it's called the Ultimate Brow Kit. I think I bought it like online or something. But you can use any kind. And actually the only kind I have left is this dark kind. Usually I'd use maybe about 3 shades lighter than this. But I'm trying to be eco-friendly and just use it all. So I'm just going to do my eyebrows really quickly. My eyebrows are really bad right now, actually. They look awful. I'm aware of it. I can do a more in-depth routine maybe, but honestly, do you see how bad these look right now? It doesn't even matter. Then what I'm going to do, now that my face is done and I have my second coat of mascara on, is I'm going to take... I like this. My only problem with this, it's the Maybelline Baby Lips. My only problem with this is that it dries out my lips really badly. So I moisturize my lips first. If you can tell, my lips are kind of dry and cracky right now, but this is what I would normally use. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look in the viewfinder. It's just a maybe a little bit darker than a baby pink. I'm not very good at describing. And for me, someone who, I don't really look good when I wear colored lip products, I love the way that this color looks. It's really good for daytime. And then I just use any gloss over it. This is glossy on its own, but I like to step it up a little bit. Bath & Body Works, and it's the Plump Lip Gloss. And this is actually a couple years old, so I'm not sure if they make it anymore. But what I like to use is just like a simple lip gloss. It doesn't really matter what kind. Okay, so that's the completed eye look. It's just a simple neutral colors on the lids and some eyeliner, and then nice easy brows with a baby pink lip.